We feel special because she had children here, Luluba and Anna. I have many grandchildren. The nieces and nephews' children are here. So I'm a grandma, Zara, as they said, Sophia and Christopher, Sebastian, Zoe was here, Amy and Matthew. These are all my nieces and nephews' kids that are here. So I feel great, I feel special. But according to the Setswana tradition, we have an extended family that is very special. All of you are my grandchildren and our grandchildren. As the first, the extended family, which is the family that's not just your mother, father, and children, it's aunts and uncles, grandmas and grandfathers, nieces and nephews. It's a big family. And that is the foundation of Botswana as a society, because the family is together and was together in the history of Botswana. So we're going to try, both I and Mamo Koji, we teach at the University of Botswana. So we're going to try and be, at your level. A challenge, a big challenge, but we'll try our best. Our history as Botswana is a very special one. Special in the sense that this is what built this country today. The peace we enjoy, peace. In other words, we don't have war, We don't have guns, at night or whenever. But there's peace because we are a peaceful people, number one. So when we negotiated our independence, and if you look at the history, it comes from way back, 40s and 50s and 60s, we basically had lots of things happening in our country. There were lots of things. Does anybody know that we were part of the United Kingdom historically? Do you know, children? Yes, very well. Very good. We had people coming from all over the world, in all places in Africa, including us, where it was basically saying we want to come and develop the countries, but also in another way say, we want to see what you have so that we can trade with you and maybe send it to our countries, to make money. So that is the history of Africa, where everybody came from outside. They wanted to come, have a piece of Africa, the French, the British, the Germans, etc. But it was a beautiful a process in one way or another, because what it did, it brought change. So already change in Botswana was when those people came to be with us and trade with us, okay? In other words, trade meaning selling of food, selling of our cattle, selling, and Botswana is a very traditional, or very traditionally, or very, in terms of where we are and where we come from, we are farmers, right? We have lots of cattle. There are more cattle in this country than there are people. There are 2 million people, You know that. How many people are in Botswana? 2 million, right? And we have, or we used to have, about 4 million cattle in this country. Cattle, 4 million. Cows, yeah? Hey. But we also had crops, we also had food. In other words, in terms of starvation, or in terms of saying Botswana, yes, we were poor because we didn't have much money then. The fact is that the families always had cattle, and some of them, but we always had food. So we really never ever had starvation in this country. Isn't that a good thing? Very good thing. Now, to get to the point, we were told we shouldn't be long because I know you are small and you don't want to concentrate very long. This is a celebration for us, isn't it? 50 years. Wow. I'm more than 50 years. So I came as part of the change before independence, right? I went to a school in Francistown. Francistown and Lobatse were the only 2 towns before independence. I went to school in Francistown at a school that is now called, those days it used to be called a colored primary school. Why? Because we had people coming also from South Africa, then where you had a system where we are classified in different, different groups. So when the British came and the South Africans came, we had that system for a little bit. But it didn't stop us from being peaceful. We didn't fight. We did not necessarily say, no, we don't want you. But we said, we don't want that system in a very nice way. How did we say that? Through whom? Do you know the three chiefs? Yes. Who are they? Okay, yes. Who are they? The three chiefs? Kosi Sichele. Yeah, okay. They, the Kosis, you are right. The Kosis negotiated our settlement. In other words, they talked, and they talked with people like the British and others, where they said, we don't want to be part of these wars, the tribal wars, this war, that war. We actually want to keep our peace. So they went to Mamu Sadinyana. Do you know who is Mamu Sadinyana? Kiman. Mama Sadinyana Kiman. The Queen of England. Yeah, they went to England to ask for our protection. In other words, we didn't want to be part of what was going on in this region. We actually wanted to be on our own. So Botswana, Lesotho, and Swaziland, the three countries, we call them BLS countries, asked for protection. And the Kosi Sichele, Kosi Sibili, Kosi Kama, they went and asked for our protection. And that's how we were able to negotiate with the British in particular to say that we want our own independence, we want our own country. So therefore, that is one of the most significant. There are others, but that one is very significant, that the chiefs negotiated. And the chiefs played a very important role. They were very, very important people, right? They were the ones that were the parliament. You know the parliament? They were our traditional parliament made of Kosi in all parts of Botswana. So therefore, because of that, and even before that, we had the churches come. That's another group that played a very good role. The churches, they are called the missionaries, but it's the churches, basically UCCSA, LMS, the Catholic, Roman Catholics, the Anglicans, all those churches came and they helped Botswana also, before independence, put up schools. Where was the first school in Botswana? In terms of, yes, darling. North Star, yay! The first English medium, I like that. He's proud of his school, eh? Wow. The first English medium school, we had Thornhill. Mama Kodi will talk more about that because she's a product of Thornhill. Yeah. And then we also had Crescent in Lobatse. We also had later John Mackenzie in Francistown. But we had primary schools, we had secondary schools. GSS, for example, the Gaborone Secondary School, just here, not far from us. I'm a product of Gaborone Secondary School. The first secondary school, that was done by the government. But we had Mueding in Otse, we had Francistown, we had Mattis Bay, we had Kale, St. Joseph, we had other schools. So what I'm saying is the churches did a lot for us before the government came to put up these schools, okay? Including health. What's it called? The Ramutabathra, the Lutheran, Babanita Lutheran Hospital, the Scottish Living Hospital in Kanye, the SDA Seventh-day Adventist Hospital, the Scottish Living in Melopolole, Kanye, Seventh-day Adventist, all those hospitals and schools were done by the churches. So the church also played an important role. But then we had our own icons, our leaders, people that were important that said, no, we want to have our own country and own independence. And one of our icons and one of the people that made this country be what it is right now is our first president. Who was our first president? Sister Sakama. Well done. Give a hand of applause to the president. And he came and started a negotiation process for independence, but he was not alone. We had Rekoma, we had Rematante, we had Rempo, all those leaders that were there. They are from different parties, but they also negotiated and were part of the negotiation process. So what we see today, and I think what is very symbolic, is the raising of the flag. You know, we had the Union Jack flag at independence come down, and we had our flag go up. That is very important, right? What you saw now is symbolic of what happened with independence. And then we also had our song, our national anthem, that was done by a gentleman called Re Mutsite. He's from Saroya, I think so. He was inspired, I heard on the radio yesterday. He was inspired by what was happening in Ghana, another African country, where they went there for an African meeting. And he drove him to write this song. So he wrote that song that we are singing now today. So what I'm saying is the history of Botswana is very, very rich. And I'm glad to know that you know the history. My granddaughter, Gazara, she was 3 when she started singing the national anthem. It was amazing. We were just all shocked when she came home one day. She just started singing the national anthem. And I think so did you. All of you that learned the national anthem, not just here, you probably learned it at your preschool. So I'd like to thank you to give me this honor. And I really appreciate Northside staff because I can see the children know their history. And we just need to make sure that as they go forward, they understand the history of this country. And somebody said on the radio yesterday, it looks like a lot of us, of the younger and not so young generations, do not know very much. We know, but there are certain things that we don't know. So let's continue to teach the history. And thank you to the staff. Thank you to the headmaster. Thank you to everybody. Jenny, where are you? Facilitated. We thank everybody that was part of this preparation. Likamuso.